Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to a brand new Pokemon Duel video, and also welcome to the Road to Top 100 series that I announced in the previous video. How is everyone doing? Hopefully everything you are doing in the game so far is treating you well, and let's go ahead and begin with this awesome match. Now, the start of the series might be a little slow. I chose some of the opponents that are that go from weak to most difficult, and the final one is actually going to be pretty interesting. However, this one, not really going to be that, threatening. It's just a water deck, it's not exactly the most difficult thing to go against, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now, I'm going to be, explaining the thought behind some of the moves that I make here, and hopefully you guys can learn from, a couple of things, or I guess learn a couple of things from, these movements, just so you can potentially, maybe, if not get better, you can make some, other sort of decisions in the game. So as you can see, I open with my Sceptile against the Popplio. That's pretty good because obviously without any purple moves, my Sceptile is going to be one of the best ones. However, I forgot that moving my Tapu Koko to the entry point might potentially give my Sableye a very, very low chance of survival. Not that bad, but still it could have been way better. I put my Lunala sort of a little bit on the like a little bit defensively here, and I go for the Max Revive to hopefully kind of stop the Wartortle from evolving. I forget that my Tapu Koko is kind of an easy target. I, however, get the lucky move and get my 69 against the 40 with the Sableye -1, so that's pretty good. So every time your opponent makes a move and, they don't really gain anything out of it, or instead they lose something, you just kind of want to advance and, just kind of put a lot of pressure into the board. I mean, you don't really want to attack if it's not necessary. Like, for example, right here, I am already up 2 figures, so that's, super nice. And here, I just kind of want to go for the Manaphy, kind of to, to delete that plus 20 threat, which can potentially do... it can be pretty annoying at times if you look at the matchups. I get pretty lucky here with a Wartortle. However, if you see, my opponent has a Tapu Fini on the goal, which makes it that even if I take both the entry points, it's not really going to be that useful. So you want to get rid of that as soon as you can, and that is exactly what I'm going for. Here I double chance my Sableye, hoping to get my my yellow into the purple, or just something that kind of saves my ass. I go for neither because now I don't want to roll the yellow into the 79, well, or 78 actually. Can potentially be pretty difficult. So here he decides to hurdle jump, and I'm feeling pretty threatened right now, but not that bad. I mean, since I have my Lunala all the way, or I guess leveled my Lunala. Well, the wide attack. Sorry, I'm actually getting a little bit distracted from some noises outside. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. Can't hear them. But here I get, I actually sacrifice my Zapdos just to get rid of the Tapu Fini, and if I am able to get both of the entry points, that's going to be pretty nice. I get a lucky white right here, which is pretty nice, against the Popplio. I take the other entry point, and this is already looking pretty good. He decides to go for my Sceptile, and I get a super unlucky 31 right here. I'm like, whatever. As soon as the Tapu Fini doesn't come back into the field, I'm feeling okay with this matchup. So, at this point, he throws a Wartortle. I'm like, this is fucking easy. And, yeah, as my luck might tell, even if I rolled, the 140, I could have potentially beaten it, but that was a super lucky roll. And now I am threatened by the Mega Blastoise, which... I mean, there's not a lot of white on my figures except for the Lunala and my Sceptile, which is right now on the PC. So I'm not feeling too threatened by this, because the Mega Blastoise is obviously going to be able to, or I guess looking for, looking to land the blue into something, for my figures. Here I hope to get the blue attack from my own Tapu Koko, but that, it's not really going to happen that way. I start, kind of advancing and, maybe not putting some pressure, but, since I'm feeling pretty confident with this, by the way, that was a pretty bad matchup, or, it's actually pretty good, but, you know, I get the unlucky miss. A confused Blastoise or Mega Blastoise is completely useless, just like a Solgaleo, but, yeah, you can potentially see that. Right now, my luck isn't really going anywhere. Even with the 149 Leaf Blade, I'm still, you know, not able to do anything. However, luckily for me, the Mega Blastoise runs out, and there's really nothing that my opponent can do with that shit. He decides to go a little bit defensively here. I, you know, go with my Blaziken since it's a pretty good matchup against my, what do you call that? My Blaziken. Here I get the Thunder Crash. I'm like, what should I do with this? You know, I decide to kind of save it, and I really, really want to cover the other entry point because, you know, obviously, I really don't want the Tapu Fini entering into the field once again, because if that happens, that cycle, you know, it's just going to be an annoyance. Anyway, here he goes for my Zapdos, and since there's a Manaphy on the field, that's the 130 against the 110, which, you know, I'm feeling pretty sad about. Here I go for the Tapu Koko, and I'm like, okay, so this is pretty nice. Even if the Manaphy moves, I'm still able to cover the entry point, just if anything happens. Is he going to attack? Yes, he is, and what do we get? Okay, we get the Melee Wish. Pretty good so far. I decide to cover the entry point right now. Both of those taken, that's pretty good. I go for my Sableye. I don't really want to attack because, you know, that's not that great of a matchup, but, you know, I really, really don't have any urgency of, you know, doing anything else. So here he goes for the Tapu Koko as well. And what do we get? He gets another 130, and the entrance of the Tapu Fini is actually imminent, and I'm feeling pretty sad. You know, I'm like, okay, so at least I can, you know, maybe get rid of the Manaphy. I land into my white against the bubble, which at least I'm going to get rid of one threat. Well, I mean, it's not really a threat, but, you know, that kind of support figure is just really annoying. He goes for the attack into my Zapdos, and I get super lucky here. Number one, because I roll my yellow in the actual battle, and if you remember Dazzling Gleam's effect, if I roll my yellow, I am knocked out. However, I get super lucky once again, and I roll my my purple. So, you know, I could have potentially, you know, gone with my Sableye, but since he had the Popplio, you know, I'm really not feeling too confident about that. Here I land the Shadow Sneak into the Ice Punch, pretty sexy. And after this, let me see, I get, you know, Frozen. I, however, go for the Lunala, but this is already game over. The Golisopod can't really do anything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle, and maybe this wasn't the most exciting one, but maybe, I mean, it's not a great example on how to play against Tapu Fini, but yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. So tomorrow we'll see you for another duel, another awesome video into the road to top 100. You guys have a great day. I'll see you then.